A.J. Brown is still technically an Eagle, but the Philadelphia front office is walking into the NFL draft next week acting like he is already gone. And with a major NFL insider just dropping a bombshell about exactly what the Eagles plan to do at selection number 23, this situation just got a whole lot messier. Here is everything you need to know. A.J. Brown is one of the best pass catchers in the NFL right now. That is not up for debate. He is 6'1", 226 pounds, and built more like a running back than a traditional wideout. That sheer physicality is exactly what makes him so unbelievably hard to bring down after the catch. He does not run away from contact, he runs straight through it. Cornerbacks bounce right off him, safeties think twice. In each of his 3 full seasons with the Eagles, he put up over 1,000 receiving yards. He was the unquestioned top weapon on one of the most dangerous offenses in the entire league. He gave Jalen Hurts a genuine go-to target on third downs, in the red zone, and in massive playoff moments. Even during his down year last season, the underlying numbers still told the real story. He ranked 6th in ESPN's overall receiver score and finished in the top 10 in open score. This is still an absolutely elite player. Philadelphia got him from the Tennessee Titans back in 2022, and they paid a steep price. A first-round selection and a third-rounder. That is how much they desperately wanted this man on their roster. And then, in April 2024, the Eagles locked him in with a massive 3-year, $96 million contract extension. $84 million of that was fully guaranteed. His average comes out to $32 million per year. So how did a player this insanely valuable end up on the trade block this fast? The cracks started showing during the 2025 NFL season. Brown had a down year by his own lofty standards, and the tension ran far deeper than just stats. Trade rumors started circulating before the season even ended. The Eagles came dangerously close to shipping him out at the trade deadline last fall. That blockbuster deal never went through, but the rumors did not die. They just grew deafeningly louder heading into the offseason. By the time free agency opened, multiple teams were already calling Philadelphia to ask about his massive price tag. 2 names kept rising to the top, the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams, and then the Rams quietly backed away from the table. Now only one team is left seriously in the picture. But before we get to New England, let us explain why no trade has happened yet, because this is where things get intensely complicated. If the Eagles trade A.J. Brown before June 1st, they absorb a $43.5 million dead cap hit. Dead money is cash a team owes to a player they already moved on from. It still counts entirely against the salary cap. It heavily limits what else the team can do that year. That means, if the Eagles move Brown right now, they owe nearly $44 million to a player who is no longer on their team, while also trying to build a totally new roster around him. That massive number alone tells you everything about why this is dragging out. But here is the critical key. If the Eagles wait until after June 1st, that salary cap penalty drops all the way down to $16.4 million. That is over $27 million saved just by being painfully patient. You do not need an NFL front office job to understand that undeniable math. You simply wait. And there is another massive reason the Eagles want to delay. They urgently need to free up cap space long-term. Rising stars like Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean are all going to need big second contracts in the coming years. Moving Brown clears crucial room to pay those vital players. The financial picture runs incredibly deep, and while the Eagles wait, they have not been sitting still. Philadelphia has already started building a receiver room that can easily survive without Brown. They signed Marquise Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore in free agency. They also made a shocking trade with the Green Bay Packers to bring in pass catcher Dontavian Wicks. Here is the shocking number that truly stands out. All 3 of those new targets combined cost roughly half of what A.J. Brown's $29 million 2026 salary takes up on the cap alone. ESPN's Adam Schefter put it plainly. He said, every time the Eagles add another wideout, it just reinforces the idea that they are extremely open to moving on from Brown. 3 new targets added. None of them are A.J. Brown. The front office is not being quiet about the new direction they are heading. Which brings us to the news that made this drama officially worse. ESPN's Jeff Darlington went on Get Up on Friday morning and dropped something every Eagles fan desperately needed to hear. He confirmed the Eagles are going to operate during next week's NFL draft as if A.J. Brown is eventually going to be traded. Philadelphia holds the 23rd overall selection in the first round and the 54th selection in the second round, and they have already been sitting down with incoming college wideouts before the draft. Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana, Dejon Stribling from Ole Miss, Caleb Douglas from Texas Tech, and Chris Bell from Utah are among the exact names they have thoroughly met with. Other pass-catching options in that first-round range include Makai Lemon from USC, Denzel Boston from Washington, and KC Concepcion from Texas A&M. Darlington also made one more thing perfectly clear. Even if Philadelphia does not take a true target early in this draft, that still would not mean Brown is miraculously sticking around. He said it straight to the camera. But what the Eagles actually do at selection 23 is not entirely settled either. The offensive line became a very real problem last season for the first time in years. Right tackle Lane Johnson and left guard Landon Dickerson both contemplated retirement this offseason, putting two vital starting spots in serious question. Philadelphia also lost Jalen Phillips and Reed Blankenship on defense, leaving terrifying holes at edge rusher and safety. The Eagles enter this draft badly, needing to address multiple positions at once. ESPN's Tim McManus reported that Roseman will not force a selection at any one spot and will take whoever he considers to be the absolute best first-round talent available, regardless of position. This draft will not mysteriously solve every problem, but it will tell the whole NFL world just how incredibly real the Brown situation has actually become. Now let us talk about New England, because the Patriots keep consistently coming up as the only real destination. CBS Sports' Jonathan Jones confirmed this week that New England firmly remains the absolute frontrunner. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport said the exact same thing on the exact same day. The Patriots cut Stephon Diggs this offseason and created a glaring, massive hole at the top of their offense. Last season, they shockingly made the Super Bowl with a receiving group where only one single player topped 600 receiving yards. Getting back there in 2026 against a significantly harder schedule without Diggs and without a true number one target is a totally massive ask. Brown fixes that problem immediately. He does not need time to develop chemistry or magically learn a new system from scratch. He knows how to win. He has been in massive big games. He has produced at the highest possible level. The Patriots need exactly that kind of dominant player. There is also a coaching connection that makes this feel almost entirely unavoidable. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel coached A.J. Brown in Tennessee with the Titans. They built something very real together there. Brown absolutely thrived in Vrabel's system. That kind of profound trust between a coach and a player does not just suddenly disappear. ESPN reported that a potential trade package from New England could include their 31st overall selection in 2026, a third-rounder, and a sixth-round selection. The Patriots have the expansive salary cap room to easily take on Brown's $29 million 2026 salary and around $4 million in guaranteed money in 2027. For Philadelphia, any draft assets coming back will heavily arrive in 2027 or later. No 2026 picks mysteriously change hands in a post-June 1st deal. Through all of this chaos, Howie Roseman keeps the exact same answer ready every single time someone asks about Brown's future. A.J. Brown's an Eagle. That is all he ever gives. No timeline, no details, no extra words. He tightly holds his leverage and totally refuses to blink first. A.J. Brown has stayed completely quiet. No dramatic public demands, no passive-aggressive social media shots. Nothing. Sources tell CBS Sports that Brown fully understands a major trade is coming and knows going public would only heavily hurt his leverage while he patiently waits. Here is exactly where things stand right now. A.J. Brown is an Eagle today, and he will be on draft night. But Philadelphia is drafting like he is already off the roster. They aggressively built a totally new receiver room and are actively meeting with incoming pass catchers. Jeff Darlington just confirmed to the NFL world that the front office is moving forward with a future without Brown. Once June 1st passes, expect this to move blindingly fast. The Patriots are waiting. The undisputed math points directly to a massive summer trade. The explosive drama isn't over, it just got worse, and the entire NFL is watching.